Hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ coming to you from the Swip side with another action figure review. And today I wanted to check out the Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro carded Ben Reilly. If those that have watched the channel know that I love Ben Reilly, so really excited to have this guy. Of course, the retro carded packaging. You get the graphics from the old Toy Biz line of the 90s Spider-Man animated show. The figure with all the accessories in the window. A graphic of Ben Reilly himself. The rest of the characters in the line, I've already reviewed the MK1 armor, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. Small bio, same graphics as the front, mumbo jumbo. Once again, some nice, really nice nostalgic packaging, but he's got to come out to get into my collection. Off with accessories, he comes with 2 additional pairs of swappable hands. You get the wall crawlers and some fists to go with the thwips that he comes with out of package. So happy to get the assortment of Spider-Man hands that I think every Spider-Man figure should come with. Taking a closer look at Spidey, good old Ben. I love this. I've always loved the Ben Reilly Spider-Man costume. It just mixes it up a tad bit. I love the web shooters that are around the wrist like that. Just checking paint real quick. Seems to be fairly clean, which is awesome. This is on the new Hasbro redesigned Spidey body like we got with the first one. Happy that this one, the paint is much cleaner. My copy of the Peter Parker of the new redesigned body was pretty good for the most part, except for some of the web lines on his legs were missing in spots. And I went to get another version or another copy of that figure, and I couldn't get one. And of course, now they go for big money on the resale market. But this one is much cleaner. That one wasn't terrible by any means. Just to me, once I notice a flaw, my brain automatically goes to it and it bugs me a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately, I was hoping now that we got the redesigned body, they would take it further and give us pinless elbows and knees. They didn't, unfortunately. But for up here, it's not as bad because both pins are blue because the suit happens to be blue coming down that way. But down here, because there's red here, we do get the noticeable reds on the inside. So I wish they took it a step further and went pinless, but still really cool looking Ben Reilly. The reason you can't get the first version, the Peter Parker Spider-Man, for a decent price anymore is because it is a redesigned body with improved articulation. So you get all the bells and whistles of the first one, of course. You get all this nice range of motion. I won't go super into it. Nice butterfly. So yeah, really nicely articulated. Ooh, a little loose there. Some of the joints are tight and some are loose. I think I can go farther up, but with the elbow. But awesome Spidey crunch. And of course, you get the drop down legs. So you can go all sorts of motion, not so much back, hitting the butt sculpt. I will say I wish the one thing this figure failed on, I think, still they can't get. I would like a Spider-Man from Hasbro to come with a 90-degree out. There are other figures that from Hasbro that have a 90-degree out, so I don't understand why they can't get that with Spidey. But yeah, all the bells and whistles, but a really nice articulated figure. And we get that. We had it with the first one. Of course, same body. We have it with this one. Yeah, I'll just point out again. If you're going to redesign the body, 90 degrees or is closer to 90 than this. Here he is next to the first Marvel Legends Ben Reilly Spider-Man figure that they released. And just looking at the two side by side, I will say that I prefer the darker blue of the first release over the blue that we got there. Not a deal breaker or anything, but I really like the darker blue of this costume. And this figure is no slouch either. I mean, he articulates really well. Of course, here you can see the out is much worse than the out we got with the new body. But besides that, I mean, he does have the waist because he has no cut up at the torso. But I still think he articulates very well. Again, minus the out. And I still really like this figure. So to me, I like both figures. Of course, this one has the more like Mark Bagley-ish wider lens as opposed to this one in the darker colors, but still look really cool together. This one still holds up really well. Plus, now that I have the retro carded Ben Reilly, I can use some of the original's cool accessories that it came with and make Ben Reilly Spider Carnage, or whatever he was called, and add him to my symbiote collection. So bottom line for me is I love this new retro Ben Reilly figure. No surprise. I loved the first time the new Spidey body came out. I know they were touting it as like import quality for articulation. I don't feel that it's quite there yet, but closer and closer. I think what would get it there is the legs being able to go out to 90, but as you can see, you can still put him in some really cool poses. I think I might display him, get a stand, one of my stands out, and display him like this. And you can get him in some cool web swinging poses and other action poses as well. But still, I don't think he is quite import quality in the articulation department as of yet. Only gripes, I wish they went pinless so we'd finally get rid of the red pin showing through the blue or vice versa. But yeah, really happy to have this Spidey because he is Ben Reilly. And I was worried because of how hard it was to go back and get a second of the redesigned body for the Peter Parker Spider-Man. I almost busted him trying to do too much articulation. But I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get him. And I did. So, of course, we in the same wave, we were getting the black suit on the new body, so I'll be hunting him down. And of course the villains, I still have to pick up the retro villains, Shocker, Hammerhead, and what's the other one? Oh, Hobgoblin, of course. So that'll about do it. If you enjoyed this review, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Comment, tell me what you think of the figure. Do you like the updated body better or the original? With that being said, I think that'll just about do it, and I will catch you guys all right back here on the Thwip side. Thanks for watching, and later.